Right, here we are all aboard again on American Truck Simulator, and once again we are in Oregon, but we're getting out of Oregon fast because we have a tank, a reservoir tank that we have to take to Iceland, and we're actually heading back the way that we came into Oregon. In the previous video, we're actually heading back through we're in Newport. I did a job once I got to Salem. I did a short job that took us down to Newport, and then from here we're taking a job that's going to take us back southeast right through the heart of Oregon and down through Bend and Burns and eventually down to Winnemucca. And this time we're going to head back north to Jackpot, and that's where we get our connection to, I think it's Colorado. We're certainly going over here, and then we get another connection from there, and we head north back into Canada, and then eventually we get a connection that takes us up to I think it's Keflavik Airport, and then it's a short trip north. Now the only thing is it's a bit twisty. Now we know that if you've never seen Iceland before, the roads in Iceland, some of them are quite tight, so it doesn't look as if there's an awful lot to be done when we get there, but we've got a double trailer. That's the problem, and it might get tricky when we get to the end of this, because I'm not the best truck driver in the world anyway, so it shouldn't take that long to do this job. Most of it's going to be in the plane. The longest trip's getting down to Jackpot. So anyway, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. I think we're heading right to get out of this place. What gear are we in? We're in second. This is an 18-speed gearbox, and oh, still got the brake on. Well, I haven't seen an awful lot of Oregon so far. I've only done the 2 or 3 trips. There's a fair few other roads to have a look at, and no doubt I'll cover them on some of my trips in the future. I'm just going to try and get out of here in one piece, and always need to remember it's a twin trailer we've got. And that job coming up here was the first time I'd ever actually used a triple trailer, and it seemed to go okay. Now where the hell are we going? Left turn. Where the hell's he going? What's the point? Right, now you letting us round. Good on you, sir. Yeah, there seems to be quite impressive flyovers and bridges from what I've seen. Certainly coming down to Newport, there was. I'm trying to get out of here without ripping somebody's side off. I mentioned in the previous video the frame rate looked pretty good. I had a little bit of a drop in the frame rate coming down to get to Newport, to get here. Everything seems to be running okay again. too much gear going up this hill. These two trailers will pull me back down. What time is that? I can't read that properly. It's either 17 minutes past, I think it's 17 minutes past 6. So, we're heading into the night. So this is basically exactly the same route that we headed north on. We're now heading back down south to get out of Oregon. And what we noticed is that the southern part of the state, when it runs into California, is pretty much desert anyway. It's not until you get this far north that you have the sort of, well, what you would imagine Oregon to be like. You know, a lot more trees, a lot more shrubbery. Lights on. I think that's on full beam though. Yeah, that's fine. Now this is where your game's going to get choppy if you go through everything where there's all these trees and trucks and then headlights. I mean, this is running pretty nice, and normally in the game your frame rate will you know, the one thing I've always found is that the frame rate drops when you're actually driving, obviously inside the truck. When you go to third person, the frame rate improves. I've always found that to be the case, but looking at what we have here with all these trees, we don't seem to be losing any frames here. It looks fairly solid and fairly stable. And if it, you know, if it had been darker at this point and we had more traffic in the road with more headlights, maybe you would notice a slight loss in quality. But as it is now, it's very good. No complaints so far. I've just realised I think the first thing I forgot to do before I took this job was actually to take a rest, so we're not exactly 100%, so the question is whether we can actually get to jackpot before we need to take a rest, and if we did, by the time we then get on the plane or the train, we would have recovered. So I don't know whether we're good enough to... Oh shit, I forgot about the lights. I don't know whether we're good enough to get that far. Always got to remember to drop these gears right down when you're running this 18-speed gearbox. And of course I'm just using a sequential shifter on this Driving Force GT. My wheel, which is now showing signs of wear and tear. I've had to reconfigure my my right blinker, my right indicator, because the button that I use for that's getting a bit dodgy, and also this one here, this button I use for the external view, it sort of flicks around and jumps to the wrong camera because it's become very, very sensitive. But that's, I mean, that's only to be expected. I don't know how long I've had this wheel. I must have had it, I've got to have it at least 6 years, if not longer. And well, any time I'm on Euro Truck it gets used for it. It's been used for other driving games, but nowhere near the same wear and tear that it gets on Euro Truck and American Truck. So it served me well. The pedals are okay. It's just that a couple of the buttons are showing just the signs of wear and tear now. And the only worry for me is if I have to change my wheel, I don't want to get a G29. I had a G27 before I got this Driving Force GT, and I simply didn't like it because it had the separate gear stick, and it was just too much hassle. Because when I don't use the wheel goes right away from the desk and it's out the way on this wheel stand Pro thing that I've got, and I just couldn't be bothered with the separate gear stick and the clutch. You know, I don't take driving games and racing games that seriously that I need a clutch. And I basically got rid of the Driving Force G27 for no other reason. It wasn't the fact it wasn't a good wheel. It was a perfectly good wheel, but for practical purposes it was no good for me. It's not the type of wheel I want. I would like a sort of identical replacement for the one that I have. There's bound to be one. There's bound to be something out there that's the same as this, except it's just a newer version for the PS4, or you know, that'll work in the Xbox, the PS4 and the PC. I just haven't looked at it yet, and I won't be looking until this wheel falls apart on me, and it simply won't work at all. I mean, the feedback, force feedback and everything works perfectly okay on this. It's never let me down, but you always know that through time things are going to wear out, and this is just showing those early symptoms that it's beginning to go, and I can't complain. It's a good use, it served me well, and it's a damn good wheel. I used it, initially got it for the kart racing on Gran Turismo. I think it was Gran Turismo 5 when I was in the leagues. We had league racing and kart racing and everything on it every night, and it got a good bit of wear and tear on that, I can assure you. An awful lot of wear and tear on that. Some really aggressive driving on it on the kart racing compared to what it is on. This is gentle compared to what I did use it for. So yeah, I've definitely had it at least 6 years, if not longer. I mean, I had it for when Gran Turismo 6 came out, and then the kart racing all died. Everybody upgraded and went from PS3s to PS4s, and I never did. And now the PS3 just lying here gathering dust. It never gets used. So here we go. Now, is all my lights on? Yes, they are. Just double checking. So we're going southeast out of Oregon, and eventually we'll notice these trees will thin out and we'll lose that lush green look, and we'll end up with that desert look as we manage to come to the border to the next state. How long have we got left before we need to eat? We've only got 4 hours left, so I don't think there's any way we're going to get to Jackpot and make that connection before we have to take a rest. I don't think that's on. Now there is another, I think I'm going to have to get the traffic mod and get it installed in this, because if, even at this time of night and in a lot of areas in this map, this Mario map, there's not an awful lot of traffic. I think I need to get a bit more traffic, and of course that's fine. The only problem is that then is probably going to affect the actual frame rate. I would like a little bit more traffic. There's plenty of traffic mods out there. The only problem is it's a question of whether they need updating for the latest 1.32 version. Cooking it a bit. And one thing I mentioned in the first part of this video, when you look at the American Truck Simulator base map, as far as I can recollect, what we're looking at here, if you ignore everything else round about, if we look at here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 5 states here. And I think, did we have 2 at the start of the game when the game was launched? If you look at where we are, I mean, let's be honest, it's not an awful lot when you compare to what the Mario map brings to it, when you add the Mario map in it. But this is what I was talking about, is SCS, are they simply planning to release things state by state? Because I think that's unfair. I think it's okay to have a game and you know, I mean, you can keep releasing DLC maps and DLC states for this game because you've got all these states to go. But I think it's unfair to just keep releasing a single state. I mean, look at these 2 here. I can't remember what states they are, but they certainly want to be releasing like 2 at a time rather than just 1 at a time. But a lot of these game companies just want to milk money from a game. I mean, the game now, you can buy Euro Truck and American Truck for, you know, a couple of £. But that's not where they make the money. They make the money in the DLC, and that's fine. But as I say, I don't think they should be keep releasing one single state each time. They want to be releasing double states. Ones that sit side by side would be fine. and still charge the same amount of money that they do. But of course, the other thing is that the maps, the specific maps that there are for American Truck Sim, there's not an awful lot. The ones that seem to have survived the longest time is ones like Coast to Coast, which seems to get updated regularly. You've got the Viva Mexico. You know, those are sort of some of the earliest maps that did come out. The Coast to Coast one especially was one of the very earliest maps to come out for American Truck. And when you take them out, there's not an awful lot, because American Truck Sim doesn't get the same interest as Euro Truck, and of course it's not as long established as Euro Truck, which is even more reason why I don't think American Truck should be a standalone game. I think it should have been amalgamated into Euro Truck. Very easy to do, than have them stand as two standalone games. Now, where are we? We're coming into Bend, so well, that's us there. So a fair distance to go, but we're going to have to probably take a rest stop before we get to Jackpot. I don't think we'll be going fast enough and covering enough ground to save us having to take that rest stop. This going at 35 miles an hour through these towns doesn't help either. It's been a long while since I've been to Iceland on either of the Mario maps. I haven't been to Iceland for a long time. Goodness knows how many times I've installed the Mario map and various versions of it, but it has been an awful long time since I've been to Reykjavik, or Keflavik Airport anyway. It's a 40 mile an hour speed limit. These lights are taking their time. Right. So, stop, start, stop, start. We're getting nowhere fast here. Now, he's going to start yawning any minute. Oh no, 3 hours to go yet. It just feels like we've been here longer. Voltus on motors. Into the night now. What's that? 10 to 11 at night. I think we've lost our trees. Things are beginning to thin out. Well, there's still a lot more green here than there is in the southern part of the state anyway. But that'll soon go. What's that up ahead? That looks like a place we could take a rest. I think that's the place we took a rest on the way in. Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, it's not. It was that one there we went to. Now, where the hell are we? Yeah, that's one we didn't. So we might as well jump in there when we've got the chance. If we can find it, that is. That's the problem at night here. Is finding where the hell to actually turn across. Right, I'm going across. I can't see where the hell I'm going here though. Is this a way in? I think it is. Ah, right. Well, there's trucks there. Should do. What time's that? Well, it's going to be it's going to be daylight now. Get the lights set right. That's it. Right, let's go. .30 in the morning, we've taken a rest stop. So a quick look at the map, just see where we are now. Yeah, we're going to go through Burns and then head down to Winnemucca or Winnemucca, and then head east and up to Jackpot to get our connection. So it won't be long before we're out of Colorado. What the hell do you call it? Totally forgotten the name of the state already, and I just installed it yesterday. Oregon. So this is a lot more sort of desolate looking in the northern part of the state, until eventually it just pretty much becomes desert. I mean, if this isn't desert right now, I don't know what is, but it gets a bit more sort of sparse looking as we head down to the border. What the hell did I hit there? Bearing in mind I was messing about with the cameras at the time. Apart from the fact that I'm now speeding. Well, there's no major damage done, whatever the hell it was. This is one of these resting areas, or one of these large sort of resting areas that you can pull into. Now, is that wheat fields or is that grass? Hard to say. Rest stop, fuel stop. Burns. Now I wonder how it got that name. I wonder if there's any Scottish connection to how it got the name of Burns. I think we're okay for fuel for the time being. Difficult to see with that gauge on the GPS. You could always look at the dashboard, but that's if you find a fuel gauge. Now, goodness knows what one this bloody fuel gauge is. I ain't going to spend that amount of time worrying about them. Houses being built. Must be good land prices up here. This landscape ahead is probably what we're most accustomed to in this American Truck Sim. The base maps that come with the game, pretty much mostly desert. The states that we actually have in the game. vegetation. Rapidly heading south now. Chance to get up a bit of speed and eat into some of these miles. And it won't be long now before we're now heading out of Oregon. Does that look? Yeah, not too far. Station. Ah, this is the one. This is the one we went into when we came up to the damn place. Now we're going into it again on the way south. Now wait a minute here though. Way station bypass service. That's saying green. Surely that means I don't need to go in. I think that's what that means. Yeah, I think that's what I think I've misinterpreted that. The green light means I can go past it. I hope. I'm certainly not going in now. Yeah, we had to go in there on the way up. Shit, that was a junction. I forgot about that. Yeah, it was a junction. I think I've flattened one of those posts again, trying to look back. Let me have a look. Get outside the cab. probably should be thinking about maybe just topping up the fuel tank. Although, if we did that, there's certainly no need to put any more in it, I wouldn't think. This is the longest part of the journey here, this trip here. The rest of it will be flying or sailing, one of the two. Now is he still behind us, that guy? Yes he is. Oops. Quarter to 3 in the afternoon, there's very little or no traffic here at all. Damage to the trailer. Came in handy, because what we'll do is we'll ditch the trailers and we'll go in and get a top up of fuel. Triple going by. Right now, what the hell's the right way in here and the right way out? Oh shit. So much for the AI giving you the right of way. What the hell camera am I on here? You know, look at this. Yeah, you know, you can give us the right of way now that we're bloody collided. about this button for the camera. Button for the external camera is very, very twitchy. And it jumps around. Here, this looks as if we've hit an invisible wall. Yeah, definitely looks like it. We've hit something invisible. Something stopped us moving there. I don't know what it was. It was nothing to do with the ground. Any further to the left here, we just hit a wall. In fact, we've done it again. Yeah, there's something there that doesn't want us to go beyond. We have to go the other way. Don't know whether that's a bug or not. You'd have thought you could pretty much drive anywhere in this area there. That should do us until the end of the trip now. And we probably won't have to take another rest stop because we've got the 2 flights, I think, that's going to cover that. That'll give us time to recover while we're travelling. Let's get the foot down now a bit. should be night time by the time we get into Jackpot. That's what, not far off 6 o'clock. Where are we now? Well, where we are is we have long since left Oregon, and we're now into, is this what the hell are we in now? Is this Nevada or is it California? I can't remember. Or is that one Nevada? I'm lost. Well, that one's New Mexico, isn't it? Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're not far off Winnemucca. Heading east northeast to I think it's Jackpot, isn't it? Yeah, we're heading east and then up to Jackpot. this shouldn't take too long because I think we're on freeway all the way up to jackpot. We should eat into those miles fairly quickly. To 8 at night. And another 4 hours before we need to take a rest stop. Well, the objective is to get to jackpot before we have to take that rest, because then we should recover on the flight or the train trip over to Colorado. Another quick look. We're still a ways from jackpot yet. So we need to keep the foot to the floor if we want to avoid having to take another rest stop before we get there. 3 hours it's saying we should be fine. Definitely have to go in this time. Now why has it got red and green? See, that's the thing that confuses me, it's got red. I'm going in anyway. Keep them happy. Thank you very much. So we're now turning left to head up towards Jackpot. Quick look at the map. Oh, I think we're going to make it. We should be okay, and then we should recover. What the hell's happened here? Boy, that was quick. Truck certainly slammed the anchors on pretty sharpish there. that car parked at the side of the road. Again, one of these random events. Well, wouldn't you guess he's starting to yawn? Random event, is it? I think it's just up here to the right. This connection point, whatever the hell it is, tunnel, or I think it's a train supposedly. I think it's just hidden round the corner. In there. Now, I need to have a quick look at the map and see where the hell we're going to. Is it Denver? I think it is. Now that looks as if we get to Denver and then we go straight on a connection to Canada, and then we have a drive down to Montreal. That looks like what it is. So I think it's Denver we're going to be choosing. Oh, you've only got the one choice, so that makes it simple. So that's going to let us recover a little bit. Get the brake off again. Now, where the hell am I going here? Let's have a look. Now, why the hell did I drive out? I've just contradicted what I said 2 minutes ago, and when I arrive in the place, I then just choose the next option. What a numpty! What an idiot! I'm pretty certain. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat my way back there. I'm pretty certain that's what I should have done. Where the hell is it now? Where's the truck? Right, so that's me there. Where did I drive out of there? Right, let's just respawn the truck here and then see what we get. Hit that. Right. Ah, right, that's the one we wanted. That's the one we should have bloody chose as soon as we arrived. Totally ignored what I said and decided to drive out. Right, so we're now heading to Montreal. And then we drive, it's Montreal we drive out of. Right, let's have a look. And then, well, that's where we arrive. We head over to another point in Montreal to then head up to Iceland. Right, we've got it now. I think we'll work it out. I mean, I still can't remember to take the brake off though. But those two flights have recovered us fully as far as fatigue goes. So we don't need to take that rest off. So that's worked out nice. Now, this actually, although it's actually supposed to be Montreal, this is actually the same road as when you come out of Calais, exactly the same. Because you go round here, and then when you go round the corner, your option is to go left, which takes you out onto the freeway. And this is exactly the same. You're going to let us go out? Yes, you are. Thank you very much. So when we arrive, oops, wrong lane. and we're going to chop him up. When we arrive at this other connection in Montreal, that's going to be a connection that will take us to Keflavik Airport. I know that's where we need to go to. So toll gates. Now, is there any of them automatic? No, it don't look like it. Let's have a quick look. That's a fair little drive still to go to get right over to Montreal. Force a habit. When I've got the chance, I'm going to do it. Right, that will do it. Right, so pretty much the next exit is the one we want to get off here. How did that? That barrier hasn't bloody well gone up. That's weird. Or if it went up, I missed it. Right, well, we'll easily solve that problem. We ain't going to mess about and go in another gate or anything like that. We're just going to respawn there. Paid my money. If the gate went up, it went certainly down quick, because it went down so quick I never seen it. But as I say, we ain't going to mess about. Just respawn the truck. Now, is this a genuine exit, or is it just a left turn across the highway here? I don't know. I think it's got to be an exit, surely. Hard to tell, but I think I should be in the other lane if we can get across. I think this is right. Through that in one piece. What time's that? 19:53, is it? Almost 8 o'clock at night. Totally forgotten. hell do we go? Well, you're joking me, it's the other side of the bloody road. Well, that's a bit crazy, isn't it? The assumption would be it would be the right hand side of the road. I told you it's been a while since I've been to Iceland to get the connection from here now. Am I going to be able to get across here? That's a big question. So that's us there. Right there, that's the one we want. Keflavik. What's that? 7 hours. More recovery time. Not a lot. Not a lot to do now, I don't think. Just 90 odd miles to go, so not bad, and won't be long. So the only slight snag is well, it's not probably not going to be much more windy than what it is here. So there's a couple of what looks like sort of switchbacks at the end of this trip, but I don't think it's going to mount up to much or cause much of a problem. Time is 1:11. Well, it should still pretty much be night time by the time we arrive anyway. I don't think dawn will be breaking. Well, here's hope we don't have to get through any of those Icelandic roundabouts because they're really small and tight. Now this this map of Iceland, just to clarify something here, we're now on Iceland, and this is not the Pro Mods map of Iceland, because there's a distinct difference. The Pro Mods map has got a lot more on it, especially up here, and probably another couple of roads cutting across, but there are differences in the top end of the map compared to what we see here. This is entirely different in the Pro Mods map up at this end. it's pretty much just the sort of road that lies along the coast. It's a coastal road all the way around most of the area, especially up in the northern part. But this is not the Pro Mods map. This is the Mario map. Well, it's not pitch black and it's not going to get any darker because it's 1:30 in the morning. Bearing in mind we're supposed to be quite far north, so you'd expect it now to start getting lighter. So we started off in Portland. I think it was Portland, or was it Newport? In Oregon. And we are now rapidly approaching Journey's End up here in Iceland. What that says. It's obviously an Icelandic name, but I've got no clue what it says. Now, does the road bend round here, or am I turning left? I don't know. Let's find out. As if it's bending round to the left. This is one of these small Icelandic roundabouts I was talking about. We're now along the southern coast, or the western coast of Iceland. Get these bloody camera buttons to work. I was thinking it looked like a switchback. It's actually just a coast road. We're just doing a dip round to the right and then a sharpish bend to the left. It's been as I said, it's been a long time since I've actually driven on this part of the map. I can't remember the last time I was here. Again, you would think with this being a double trailer it should just be a drive straight in and park. Shouldn't be any reversing to do. We've got to go 34 miles. In fact, more to the point, when have we got to be there? I haven't even checked that. Where the hell does it tell us? Friday at the latest. To see what, oh, it's only Wednesday at the moment. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. We're going to arrive well ahead of schedule. Right, looks as if we're heading uphill here. To make sure we've got these gears right. A little toll gate first of all. I was too busy looking at that sign up above. That was my fault this time. Now what the hell did that sign say? Manuela, and that says autopass. I should have went through that one, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should have went that way. it seems a long, long time ago we were in Oregon. Now, this damn sunrise. Right, so we're turning left. Where the hell are we turning left? Up here again. Round one of these bloody Icelandic roundabouts. Look at the size of it. Going to make it in one piece. I think we are. But more to the point, are we going to get this thing parked? Assuming. Where the hell are we supposed to go here? Just shows straight ahead. Right into the right. Now, that doesn't look so much, that doesn't look as if you drive straight in there. You've got to be kidding me on. You are joking. You seriously think I'm going to be able to park a double trailer into that? Absolutely no chance. Forget it. Absolutely no way I'm going to be able to park that. Never in a million years. There's half the bloody problem is getting the truck turned, and I was just looking to see if there was a way through from the other side of this barn, but there isn't. So, and I don't even think, looking at that you can spawn the truck without smacking it into a building. Let's have a look. Let's look at this. Now, has that done it? Let's see if we can get outside. That looks as if it's done it. Well, that's all it's going to do, because there's no way I was ever going to park that there. Now that's supposed to be, again, that could just be the Mario map, the way that they've designed it, because when you pick that trailer, double trailers should be just a drive-in rather than trying to reverse them into place. At least that's what I found in the rest of the game. Anyway, job done. Current company job offers. We'll quick look at that before we go. Where's that one going to? Bolivia. Well, that's a trip and a half. That's back the way we came. In fact, no, it looks as if you can get a a connection from Keflavik Airport. Where the hell does that go to? All the way down to Santiago, and then all the way up there. Well, that might well be our next trip, but until then we will leave that till another time, and we will go and get something to eat. So we will see you again, folks, sometime, no doubt.